Hey there, we're going to be talking about the golf performance pipeline. What I mean by this is each of these is going to represent an area that can impact our performance on the golf course. Okay, one of these is any more important than the other. In fact, the technique and skill side is going to be probably more important to performance than the physical side, but they all have their place. And the important takeaway from this is figuring out where your leaks are. That could be impacting the ultimate flow of performance here out at the bottom. So we're going to kind of go through each area real briefly, but it's important for you to understand that, kind of where the priority needs to be for you, where your biggest leaks are, and where most of your time and energy needs to be spent. So we have mobility. Again, that's rotational mobility, neck, thoracic spine, shoulders, hips, as well as general mobility. We have strength, which is force production. So putting force into the ground, transference of force through the trunk and core, putting force into the club. We have power, which then is our ability to express force quickly. So that's going to be more rate of force production, quick burst, jumps, Olympic lifts, throws, sprints, things like that. And we have the speed skill, which is what I call things like over-under speed training, stack system, super speed training with ball and club. Again, that's important with the goal of improving carryover of swing speed into our swing, into our game. On the skill technique golf side, we have skill development, which is things like low point control, contact control, being able to find the center of the face, be able to shape shots and things like that. That will be impacted by technique, but I think is a separate thing for technique. Adam Young does a great job discussing this. We have technique, so that's swing technique. That's how we use the ground in the context of the golf swing, how we use our body, how we control the club. We have the mental game, which is hugely important in the real world in performance and tournament play and things like that. And then we have our equipment, making sure our equipment is fit properly to us. So each of these areas represents somewhere we can improve or we can negatively impact our performance if we're not where we need to be. So it's important for you to understand that where your big leaks are, and that's a self-assessment that's getting assessed by a coach, a mental coach, a golf swing coach, a physical, a fitness coach, strength coach. In finding those leaks, that's what I do for my clients when they come in. We look obviously more on these top four: mobility, strength, power, speed. I'll look a little bit at technique, but more from the standpoint of speed generation, not so much directional control and things like that. But from my end, I'm finding where their biggest leaks for their goals. Generally the goal is improving swing speed, but also goals of health, longevity, that type of thing. And then we shore those leaks up while improving the strengths as well. But I always recommend them to have that same type of evaluation on the golf swing side and on the mental side, and even the equipment side as well. So if you want to optimize your performance, make sure you assess each of these areas, see where you're at, and make sure you dedicate the most time and energy to the areas that are going to be going to have the biggest, where you either have the biggest leaks or going to have the biggest impact on your performance. And something we talk about with my athletes is, even what we do in the gym, which is my focus, that's still a small portion of performance. So, I'm just trying to find the most efficient way for them to make the biggest gains in here that takes the least amount of time and energy. And so they can have more time to work on the more important things. So if questions about this, shoot me an email, comment below. If you want a bigger understanding of where your physical limitations are, I offer online and in-person coaching, where I can do either virtual or in-person assessments, and then build a program for you and coach you through that program to help you reach your goals.